Vern Braaksma is here. I'd like to, before he begins speaking, thank him and APS for their support of a number of things in Carefree, especially the upcoming Christmas Festival. I've been advised by Joe Gemmel, the director of that festival, that APS will be part of that festival again. Sir, we appreciate APS's support.
Pleased to be part of it. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I wanted to address the council and the community to give you a quick update on APS and what's going on. We have, I'm going to try to touch on three major topics. One is our most recent settlement with the Arizona Corporation Commission, hit the high points of that. A few talking points on our renewables, mostly solar and a little bit of wind, and then a little bit about our summertime readiness, which on a day like today, when it's 112, 113, it's good to know that we've got enough inventory of kilowatts to keep everybody cool. So let me just see if that works. So just recently, I'll stand here a little closer to the computer. And then in July, effective July 1st, we ended up settling with the ACC. And this is a key points of this thing is this is a 4-year rate settlement. So normally APS does not settle for 4 years at a time, but we went in asking for an increase in rates. We ended up with kind of a zero net impact on our base rates, but some ability to do some adjusters depending on fuel costs and that kind of thing. So the high points again of this thing is it's a 4-year deal. For the typical consumer customer, it's going to be pretty well flat year over year, except when fuel costs change. For commercial customers, it has a different impact depending on the kind of plan they're on. Many parties were in agreement with this, everything from people who represent consumers to large businesses to retirement groups and so forth. We don't need to go through all of those, but this is a good depiction of how all the puts and takes went in. There were some non-fuel increases, some fuel decreases, Arizona Sun transfers, some assets that have to do with some solar investments. So the net across our base rate, the core pieces that we charge, is going to be about zero. But again, there are some adjusters out there. One of those adjusters is this new lost fixed recovery charge. As an electric utility, we have the luxury of being able to serve every customer no matter where they live or where they work, because we deliver services to those locations. In some cases, when people put in solar facilities or other kind of renewable facilities and want to use us as a backup, our fixed cost investment is still there, even though they're purchasing fewer kilowatts as a consumer. So there's a lost fixed recovery charge. It's a couple $3 a month that everybody gets to pay. You've been paying it. It had a different name before, and across the different rate plans it changes. But that's something new that people will probably see on their bill. There's been some other tweaks with rate designs. The E32 and E34 are really large business and large user rate plans. Those are being tweaked a bit. The new line extension policy in the past, when years and years ago, when everybody was just building, the go-go days were going, we just put in new facilities wherever we needed to. Then about 2-3 years ago, the commission said growth needs to pay for growth, and so anything new had to pay 100% of the cost. We're now kind of at a nice middle point where we can cover a lot of the upfront costs, but not 100%. So that's a much friendlier new policy that we have. And then the AG1 rider is something where alternative generation providers can actually interconnect into our network and provide services to customers with 10 megawatts or larger. Renewable energy, I don't know if you can see on this chart or not, but basically the big blue chart on the left is currently our wind resources, and you can see over time that big slice of the pie is going to change to solar. So we're doing a lot of investment, not so much building our own solar plants, but we're putting out contracts for other solar providers to purchase their output. You can see we have purchase power agreements that add up to almost 397 megawatts. Our owned and operated are only 68 megawatts, and then customer owned and operated are 93 megawatts. So it's almost 558 megawatts of power is in the plan on renewable resources, and this is a good depiction of just how it grows over time. We don't need to spend a lot of time going through year by year, but you can just see the trend over time. And so the residential budget that we have to kind of help customers with incentives for solar and other kind of deployments is around $25 million. And that gets spread throughout any customer that qualifies by putting in certified projects and that kind of thing. We have a new solar plant going in over there by Gila Bend. It's a thermal energy solar plant. It's kind of interesting. It has solar panels, plus it has this little tube down the middle that heats the gel. The cool thing about solar is once the sun's out, it works great. When the sun goes down, it doesn't work quite so good. So heating up this thermal gel in the middle generates a lot of energy after dark. So that's a new technology trial we're involved in. And it's going to be the largest solar plant in the world if it was operating today. So it's acres and acres of solar panels. Arizona Sun program is something similar, where again we deploy a lot of solar panels, and it gives customers the ability to purchase their power through green credits, or basically make sure you're buying green energy and so forth. System readiness for the summer. I don't need to give you the big spiel on APS, but we cover a big portion of the state. We have 54 different generation units, and you can see here our base load is primarily nuclear from Palo Verde, and then coal from Four Corners, Cholla, and the Navajo plant. Intermediate, then we have gas and oil backup. That plant right in Phoenix off of the 202 near ASU is our Ocotillo plant, and that's a backup plant we use all summer long, but typically in any other parts of the year that thing's idling along. So that's what provides our core capacity to deliver service, and then we overlay that with our renewable plants. You can see here on this map where those are located in New Mexico and Arizona. You add all that together, and typically throughout the last couple of years, about 7,000 megawatts a day have been required to provide service to our customers in the Arizona market, and we have about 8,696 megawatts of sort of inventory, if you will, between the different generation resources. So we're in good shape to deliver services to all of our customers. Here's a good depiction of the mix. If you're interested, it's a combination of nuclear, natural gas, coal, and then energy efficiency is something that people typically wonder, why does APS encourage people to reduce their energy consumption by putting in better pool pumps and better lighting and that kind of thing? And the whole reason behind that is simply the less energy you use provides more energy for us to provide to other customers. It's less we have to generate through nuclear, coal, or gas or anything like that. So energy efficiency is actually a slice of the pie that we count as a generated resource. We're very well tied into the emergency planning processes of all of the local cities, towns, counties, that kind of thing. We do incident rehearsals and practices, that kind of thing. So we're connected up with SRP and WAPA and Tucson Electric Power and so forth. So bottom line summary, since I don't want to take too much more of your time, is we're well prepared for summer. We've got a lot of maintenance investment and other things involved in our own company. We spend a lot of money every year just keeping things up to par, and we're very well